Myth 4. Black people saving more will close the racial wealth gap. The finding advanced in peer-reviewed articles in economic journals is clear. There is no evidence that black Americans have a lower savings rate than white Americans once household income is taken into account. For example, Mari Gittleman and Edward Wolf, using data from the panel study on income dynamics, PSID, tracked the financial position of black and white families and found that once income is controlled, if anything, black families actually have a slightly higher savings rate than their white counterparts. This mild savings rate advantage is indicative of even greater thriftiness among blacks, since they typically have more kin obligations to assist low-income relatives, which further reduces the ability to save. If anything, it appears that blacks generally live more frugal lives than whites. A study conducted by the Institute on Assets and Social Policy using the 2013 survey of consumer finances found that, at comparable levels of income, whites spend 1.3 times more than blacks. Nonetheless, the conventional wisdom has it that blacks in search of immediate gratification lack self-control and are plagued, uniquely, by a culture of frivolous consumerism. This belief was magnified by Ronald Reagan's use of the welfare queen trope during his campaign and, recently, via internet financial gurus pushing images of black America spending money on Jordan brand Nike shoes rather than household needs. Yet, the empirical evidence indicates that it has not been the case historically, nor is it the case today, that blacks are more financially wasteful than whites. In addition to the Gittleman and Wolf study, economists ranging from the arch-conservative Milton Friedman to Marjorie Galenson to Marcus Alexis, a founder of the Caucus of Black Economists, all found that blacks have a slightly higher savings rate than whites. However, authors in a 2009 Ariel Hewitt study claimed there is a white savings advantage with regards to pension accounts. Using a sample of 57 large companies, they maintained that black employees have lower participation in contribution rates in company-sponsored 401k plans even after controlling for salary, job tenure, and age. Hamilton and Darity offer a critique and explain that while the Ariel Hewitt study uncovers racial difference in pension account participation and value, there are no racial differences in pension savings rate. Although the study was updated 2012, the same criticism apply. First, it is not clear from the Ariel Hewitt report whether or how income, job tenure, and age are controlled. For example, the Ariel Hewitt study compares participation rates across race, not in a continuous way, but at various income categories. The lowest participation rate difference, 92 versus 91%, occurs in the highest income category, those earning above $120,000, while the widest participation rate difference, 6 percentage points, 56 versus 50%, occurs in the lowest income category, those earning below $30,000. Nevertheless, the report states that blacks, overall, are 7% less likely to participate in a 401k plan after controlling for salary, age, and job tenure. After controlling for incomes, it is inconsistent for the overall racial participation rate differential to be 7%, while the largest percentage point difference within each of their defined income categories is at most 6 percentage points. This would suggest an unlikely scenario that blacks are better positioned in terms of salary within the defined income brackets and or have longer job tenure and or are older on average. Also, the unit of analysis for the Ariel Hewitt study is the individual rather than the family. This is relevant since wealth generally is measured at the family or household level, and savings decisions are often made at the family level. Individual income controls are inadequate to determine family savings rate behavior since saving decisions are based on the entire family's expenses and income flows. Furthermore, 60% of the black sample in the Ariel Hewitt study consists of women in comparison with 48% for whites. Given racial differences in marriage rates, using individual rather than family income masks the potential lower resources to save in the black sample. Urban Institute fellow Kilolo Kijakazi, in her 2010 testimony for the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, ERISA, Advisory Council on Disparities for Women and Minorities in Retirement cited a more nationally representative study by the Center on Retirement Research, which finds no residual difference in pension savings. Kijikazi observed that for comparably situated individuals, blacks, whites, and Hispanics respond in a similar fashion in terms of joining a 401k plan and deciding how much to contribute. In addition to savings out of income or active savings, family wealth also can increase as a result of passive savings. In short, if the value of a family's assets rises or appreciates, then so will their net worth. The Gittleman and Wolf study cited above, based on data collected before the predatory subprime and mortgage market crisis, also finds no significant racial advantage in passive savings for white families with positive assets, again, after family income is taken into account. This leads to myth 5, the claim that the racial wealth gap is driven by a lack of financial literacy on the part of blacks. Myth 5 includes the assertion that blacks display inferior portfolio management skills.